because we have to go about an hour away from home. But we're getting to a grocery warehouse, and I had heard and seen about 2 months ago they had their vegetables for about $1.29 for a bag of vegetables. Here on the homestead, prepping can be many different ways. Not everybody has a farm. Not everybody can grow all of their own food. While I do grow a lot of food, there are certain vegetables I can't grow because we have a lot of deer and wildlife. I live in a neighborhood and I cannot be totally self-sufficient. But prepping, there are so many different ways of prepping. You can be a prepper where you don't grow any of your food. You have to buy everything, but you store it up. Or you can be a prepper where you are totally self-sustainable. Or you can be in the middle, and that's where I am. You can be a prepper no matter where you live. If you're in an apartment, you can still be a prepper. You just have to think outside the box. Today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stock up on some vegetables that I can't grow. And then we are going to talk more about prepping and different ways you can do that. Now, I know the price of food is really expensive, but no matter where you live, you can check out the loss leaders, check out different sales in the flyers, and stock up on that. So a loss leader or a leader loss is one item that the store has a big sale on to get you to go into the store, and then in hopes that you buy a lot of other things. I don't do that. I go into the store and buy only that item, and then I walk out. So let's go today. Let's travel and let's see what can we find and that we can use to prep. Now this will be for my winter prepping, and I do have a small chest freezer out in my out porch area that I have it's like a kitchen, but it's not a full kitchen. But I did bring it back out. I did plug it in. It takes hardly any electricity, and in the wintertime it takes no electricity. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to fill up that little freezer for the wintertime. The best way to find these sales is when you look in your flyer and you find a sale to stock up on it. So what we're doing today is stocking up enough for the whole winter time. It was just such a beautiful morning, and I am just loving that it is a little bit cooler these days, and I'm having so much fun being outside. We had an extremely hot summer. The grocery outlet, now this is the only thing I can find in here that is very frugal, but for $1.29, this is what I wanted to stock up on. So I thought I'd get some green beans and some peas. I don't need carrots. I have a lot of carrots in my garden, which I cannot wait to show you. It was a bumper crop. But if you go to these stores and only pick up their really reduced or really cheap prices, then you are saving yourself a lot of money, because the stores are counting on you to be buying a lot of stuff. And I just walked in there with the things that I needed and walked right back out. Didn't find anything else, and they didn't make any money on me, but let me tell you what, I made some money on them because this was such a good deal. And this is what I like to do. I'm going to go ahead and pay for all of this, and then we'll get started, and I'll show you how I'm going to protect these frozen foods for wintertime. I looked all across here. Nothing was on sale and nothing was cheap, and it's pretty much all prepackaged foods, and I'm not really into that. So what I am going to do is I want to thank Beth for this wonderful book, and she thought maybe I would enjoy it, and I do. What I'm going to do is I'm taking some of these sheets out. It's the pantry inventory, it's the freezer inventory, and it's a refrigerator. I'm not going to use the refrigerator one, but I'm going to take these out of the book, and I'm going to laminate the sheets, and then that way I can keep them in the freezer. So I'm going to take one of these out, laminate it, and then post it on the freezer door. Then I can keep track of all of the produce. So thank you so much, Beth. And I'm also going to do it for the pantry. So I'm gonna go work on this right away. Since I already have the bags that go to this vacuum sealer, I'm going to use these bags, and it does really keep things fresher. I don't know if I'd ever would buy new bags because bags are so expensive, but as I've been doing a lot of decluttering and cleaning, I've been finding all kinds of vacuum sealer bags. And now I'm going to go ahead and write on this laminated sheet all the different things that I have in my freezer. And then I'm going to do an inventory of it. It's really interesting how when you do an inventory of things, you know from a glance what you have and what you don't have. Right now, most of the produce that I'm putting in the freezer are whole tomatoes. I have decided to not work on tomatoes now and wait until the winter time. And I'm putting the whole tomatoes in the freezer. And I'm tell you what, I have a lot of tomatoes. So it's filling the freezer up really fast. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put them in the freezer. I'm going to go ahead and take an inventory of what is in my freezer using this. It could take me about 15 minutes to go through my freezer and to see what is all in there. I should have a clipboard, that would work better, but I can make it work. The freezer is organized, I know what's in it, and I'm ready for the winter time. This is my winter freezer. I have been working on my pantry and just making it a lot better and easier to access all of the different food. And I'm cleaning out this little cupboard here area, and I'm making room for some of my beans. So the only thing I really canned this summer so far was my beans. I didn't do a whole lot of other canning, and that is on purpose because I like to dehydrate, and then I'll can my tomatoes in the wintertime. So you didn't see a whole lot of canning of mine, but I have hundreds, literally hundreds of videos on canning, and if you want to check them out, that would be great. Also, I really want to thank you guys so much for all of you who clicked on the hype button, that if you're on a cell phone. The hype button really is helping me tremendously. Since I post videos every single day, and you click that hype button, what it does is it gives me points, and the more points I get, the more YouTube will share my videos. And because I place videos every single day, YouTube is sharing me a whole lot more, and that helps me tremendously. So thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning this out, and in the next couple weeks this pantry is going to even look more different because I have some great plans for in here that's going to just really transform this room. I just want to give a special shout out to Cheryl Smith and her devotional recipe cookbook, Everything in One. This is a homespun book with full of all kinds of scripture, stories, and recipes. But Cheryl Smith is also a viewer of mine, and she has a few books, and this one is her latest and her newest one. You're going to hear me talk about her stories and talk about her recipes in this book. Absolutely amazing. It has over 50 recipes included. This is a great book to read in the morning or in the evening, and the recipes are frugal recipes that are healthy, that it's going to really benefit your household. Cheryl Smith's Homespun Devotions. You can find it in my link in the description box below and in my Amazon storefront. Well, my friends, thank you so much for visiting me here in Dew Valley, where the door is always open and there's a cup of coffee sitting on the counter just for you. I hope no matter what you're doing today that you're feeling relaxed and that you're encouraged. The purpose of my videos is to encourage you, to give you hope in a world, well, that seems a little hopeless at times. But you know what? Together on this journey, we can accomplish anything. I've always thought that no matter what happens in life, as long as you have somebody to spend your days with, you're not alone. And through the years, you have all spent your days with me, and you have helped me tremendously by encouraging me every single day. For that, I thank you. I don't know where I'd be today if it wasn't for all of you my beautiful viewers, friends, and the support that you have given me through the years has helped me tremendously. Take care, God bless you, and we'll see you guys again on the next one, and that's tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Bye, everybody.